What are your thoughts about abortion?
It's the woman do it. I ain't against it. I ain't for it. I'm here for it.
So if given the option of pro-life, pro-choice, or neither, it sounds like you might consider yourself neither.
Right.
Do you think there should be any restrictions on abortion, such as only allowed in the first trimester, allowed more only the first and second, or should it be allowed all the way up until birth?
That's kind of tricky. I think you gotta go and get it if you're gonna get it. You know, when you find
include 4 former imprisoned Taliban fighters. We have not validated that. We have not conveyed we're going to recognize it. What we are working to do, and nor are we rushing to recognition, there's a lot they have to do before that. What we are working to do is to engage with them because they oversee and control Afghanistan.
Rewind, when we rewind, it feels so nice. I Happy Thursday. I've got my cup of reparations ready because this is going to be fast and furious today. No, I don't mean I'm running guns to the Mexican cartels. It means that I'm just going to have a whole bunch of things to touch on. And I'm not going to get into a lot of details because we have plenty, if I get through this day, of FTGs to give out today. So, how about Mexican sues manufacturers and legalize abortion? Okay. Okay, hang on. I missed that. Anyway, so yeah, it's Thursday and 4 days until I get my truck back, although I'm going to be driving to Colorado between now and then. I just thought of something, and maybe you all can give me some input on this, and then I'll get into the show. I'm debating if I should stream during the drive to Colorado. Now, my thought was I could do a marathon stream while I'm driving. Some of it will just be me showing how boring it is driving across Nebraska. And some of it'll be time. I'll talk some too, obviously, and I'll pay attention to the chat. But I just don't know if that sounds like a good idea or not. Because one thing I'll have to leave my phone. I can't do the do not disturb on my phone when I do that. But anyway, give me your thoughts in the chat if you like that idea, or if you'll pop in and out or whatever. Just something to break up the drive. So a lot of times when I drive a long time, I just listen to videos and stuff. But I am actually debating whether or not I should just do a marathon stream. It'd be kind of fun. So let me know in the comments. We'll figure it out. And we'll go from there. All right. We're going to do the show. So somebody play the intro, please. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawgKnight. Okay, how about we stop the music? And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night. Let me try that again. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Night Live. I am your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet, and welcome back to the PDawgKnight channel. Or if you're new, well, welcome for the first time. Although I don't know if there's any new people here, but that's okay. I see lots of friends in the chat. I'm excited about that. It's FTG Thursday. If you don't know what that is, well, I don't know where you've been, because we do it almost every Thursday. And and not every Thursday. I don't always have a lot of FTGs, although I have plenty today. We have tons and tons of FTGs today. I basically chose Stories Day specifically for the FTG factor. So we will get into that in a minute or so after I say good morning to the people in the chat, like I do on a daily. And, it was amazing. I set up the stream. I clicked the button that said go live, and y'all just jumped in like crazy today. But the fastest keyboard today was GunFox61, who gets the bell. Yes. And thank you for also being our ever-loving, faithful administrator of the Discord server. We appreciate that more than you know. Also, good morning, Jonathan Peterson, Selecta Boys in the house.
Boy.
Also, good morning, Mike Savage, Blarg. Also, Maddie's here. That's the truck thing. Who says shit? Now, why did you? Oh, because you had 4 people hit the button before you did. I was dumbfounded how quickly all of you showed up. It was like, click, bah, 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 bah. So that was kind of cool. Anyway, also good morning to Aaron Meredith. How you doing? Let's see. Special K on Ass is in the house. Good morning, Kessler. What's up? Also, good morning to Simic Magic. Nice to see you back. Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadian. Music be talking about abortion. I don't know, boy. I don't know what that means. Oh, did I? Oh, because I didn't mute the microphone. Well, I did mute the system. I had the whole system going while I was doing the thing here. Anyway, you know the thing.
You know the thing.
Anyway, also good morning to MC, who's here for a short period of time.
Hammer time.
Also, good morning to Why Are You So Angry? Happy Thursday 999. Well, it's not 999, but I was thinking of Mr. Herman Cain. But that's one of my favorite donations, the 999, the Herman Cain donation. Also, good morning, Jesse Leon. Also, good morning to, let's see, Mank Pete, what's up? Kay Schultz in the house. Judah Fee, nice to have you back. Welcome again. Seamus Derby's in the house. Green Badger Outdoors. Noble Not Me, or Nobody's Noble. Nobody Not Me is here. Good morning. Also, did I say Fox B2 already? I don't know. I'm saying it now. Fox B2 is here. Bubba Hotep is in the house. Bishop's in the house. And welcome back. And okay, that looks like the gist of it right now. So, if you like the show today, make sure you let me know by clicking the like button. And if you really like the show or want to sponsor the show, you can do that by sharing the stream out, send it to all your friends on social media. You can click that little share arrow down below there, and you can choose the social media. Sean's in the house. You could also sponsor the show through YouTube SuperChats or Streamlabs if you don't want to give 30% to Susan. Or there's other options in the description down below if you really want to help out. Also, one way you can do this, you can also, if you watch it on PDawgKnight.live, it's one-stop shopping. One-stop shopping. I've never, I just noticed this. Okay, I'm going to go to PDawgKnight.live on my screen here. Night.live. I've had this up here. And I didn't even realize that when I do this, the show runs simultaneously. Or does it? Maybe it doesn't. It used to be right here. What happened? Did I make a mistake? Did I do a boomer thing? Oh, there it is. Yeah, see, you can watch the show. And the little donation thing's right up there in the corner if you want. That's the Streamlabs one. So that way, and also the chat pops up over here. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I just learned this. I set this up a long time ago and didn't realize that. Look, watch this. This is me. Or does it? Maybe it doesn't. See, look at that. It used to be right here. That's me.
happened?
Okay. So I'm going to mute that. Anyway, I did not know that. So sometimes you just learn things as you click around, and it tends to work out. So anyway, and Black Hebrew Israelite.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Wait, that is not the right one. Let me try that again. Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Who did own Jimmy at the end of the show yesterday. Sorry, Jimmy. We love you, brother. Anyway, so I missed the last. No, I didn't miss it, but it was during the outro. In fact, here, let me do it justice. Okay, so during the outro yesterday, Jimmy and Black Hebrew Israelite were having, I don't know what you'd call it. Would you call it a contest? I don't know. But Black Hebrew Israelite ended up the superstar donor. In fact, here you go. Here you go, Black Hebrew Israelite.
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day.
Now, that was from the end of the show yesterday because he dropped a Hamilton on. Well, no, not a Hamilton. Is it Hamilton? Every time I get this wrong. I don't think it's a Hamilton. He dropped a. Do I even have one? Oh, yeah. Nope. He dropped a Jackson. He dropped a Jackson during the outro and became the superstar donor of the day. So, Black Hebrew Israelite, yes, you are that one. And the message was, I'm sorry, crowd, please settle down. The message was, and I quote, Jimmy, it's 2021. You don't own black people. Only I can own you.
That's right.
So there you go. That was the final message of the day. Yes, Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Who I am for real. I never meant to make you don't cry. Anyway, good morning to Jim Beam also. Nice to see you, my brother. All right, let's get into the FTGs. Some of you have already given the requisite FTG to Joseph Rahim Biden. Which, of course, that's one of them. But let's get into the show because I have several today. Now, yesterday we talked a little bit about what's happening with. We spent the entire day on the 19, right? We spent the whole day on the 19, and good editorial in the New York Post. The New York Post is becoming kind of one of my favorite outlets now, and even though I think in some ways they're crap, but sometimes they do something good. And Miranda Devine's a pretty good opinion writer, and so she put out a good reason why. Well, wait a minute. Do we really need a good reason why? Do we need any more reasons why Dr. Anthony Fauci should be on our FTG list almost weekly also? But this one is getting a little crazy because Dr. Fauci lied to Congress, right? He lied to Congress, and it's becoming apparent that he lied to Congress because there's documentation that he lied to Congress, or not to Dr. Rand Paul, who asked him some very poignant questions about gain-of-function research. And now we're finding out that the answer that Dr. Fauci gave regarding the National Institute of Health funding of gain-of-function research was... I'll just pause for that music. His answer about gain-of-function research was absolutely... Lies, yeah! Yes, it was lies. And anyway, real quick. Oh, Cryptic's in the house, and our first show sponsor of the day. Thank you, Cryptic, for being the sponsor today. And Cryptic says via YouTube Super Chat, Larry Elder got an egg thrown at him by a leftist in a gorilla mask. I need someone in a straw hat to throw rice at me. I feel left out. Oh, damn, Cryptic. Well, if the person... Now, it would have been even worse if they had thrown a banana, but it was... this knucklehead... Well, we'll get to that, because I have that on my agenda today. Yes, Larry Elder got attacked, and what's weird is nobody's really talking about it. Anyway, thank you, Cryptic, again. I appreciate you sponsoring the show, as you often do. So, I want someone to film it. Oh, good morning, Dumbbeard, too. Nice to see you. So anyway, let's get into this editorial by Miranda Devine, covering up Fauci's role in the COVID leak. Powerful people are going to a lot of effort to protect Dr. Anthony Fauci and his reputation, despite mounting evidence of his role in funding dangerous research on bat coronaviruses in a Chinese laboratory believed to be the most likely source of the pandemic.
China is asshole.
It is a fact. Oh, I'm sorry. It is clear that Fauci, the White House chief medical advisor, misled Congress when he denied that U.S. money had paid for gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab.
China is asshole.
That's going to be a long morning if I keep doing that. Anyway, grant documents published this week by The Intercept show that the organization Fauci heads, the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIAID, it's appropriate that AIDS is in the name of that acronym organization. Anyway, funded research in Wuhan on a number of new novel bat coronaviruses. The aim of the research is spelled out in one 600-page grant proposed titled, quote, Understanding the Risk of Bat Coronavirus Emergence, signed off on by Fauci, to force mutations on the coronavirus to see if they would infect mice with humanized lungs. Dozens of such federal grants worth a total of more than $50 million. $50 million! Get a rope. Have been provided since 2008 to Eco Health Alliance, a New York-based wildlife charity, quote unquote, founded by an obscure British-born American scientist named Peter Daszak. He in turn funneled some of that money to the head of the research in Wuhan.
China is asshole.
So-called blatantly Xi Zhengli, with whom he had been collaborating since 2005. In the grant proposal, for which EcoHealth Alliance was given $3.1 million from 2014 to 2019, Dashak wrote that the Wuhan scientists would conduct virus infection experiments in cell culture and humanized mice to look for spillover from bats to humans. We will do this by sequencing the spike protein genes from all of our bat coronaviruses, creating mutants. We will also induce site mutations in S proteins. That's a quote. Tinkering with the virus in the lab to make it more infectious to humans is the very definition of gain-of-function research, as stated by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, research that improves the ability of a pathogen to cause diseases. Fauci insisted before Congress in May and again in July that the National Institutes of Health never funded this sort of research. But regardless of how Fauci personally defines the term gain of function, the upshot is that the Frankenstein research conducted in Wuhan
China is asshole.
with American money has been fingered as the most likely source of the virus that has killed millions of people. Fauci could have explained to Congress, as he did in a 2011 Washington Post op-ed, that creating a dangerous virus in the laboratory is a risk worth taking. That was an establishment scientific position until 2015, when the Obama administration, under pressure from scientists worried about a lab leak of a deadly virus, placed a pause on the research in the United States. Fauci could have explained that outsourcing this dangerous research to a Chinese lab was not a sneaky backdoor way around the pause, even though it was. Good morning, D.I. Frame Roger, People's Front of Canada, and Lord Stanhope. He could have explained back in 2014 and 2015, collaboration with China was acceptable and commonplace, not the traitorous act it is now considered to be. He could have explained why he never told anyone in the Trump White House that his agency had funded research on bat coronaviruses in a lab at either the epicenter of the emergency viral panic in Wuhan at the end of 2019. He could have explained, I'm continuing here, lots of it could have explained here. Hello, Advocatus Diaboli. He could have explained why he ignored emails sent to him by virologists last February saying the virus looked under the microscope as if it might have been, quote unquote, engineered, and why he vehemently maintained until quite recently that it came from the wild and not from a lab leak. He could have been open and honest with the American people, but instead he denied the undeniable, obfuscated, and used sly debating tricks to avoid owning up to his agency's knowledge and funding of the Chinese research.
China is asshole.
That is why people are suspicious of Dr. Anthony Fauci. And if he has been unjustly accused of lying, he deserves an opportunity to set the record straight in Congress immediately. I think that would be very appropriate. And if there's more to this editorial, but that's all I'm going to go, because all I need to say right now is FTG, Dr. Fauci, fuck you. Okay, now that I got that out of my system, what say you? Does Dr. Fauci deserve an FTG? Oh, stop. We know the real answer. Do I need to even answer that for you? Let's move on, because we have plenty more. When are we going to Mussolini these bastards? I'm running out of patience. How long are we going to allow them to destroy people's lives unfettered? They're and he's still in his job after 30 years. The doctor who's never ever seen a patient in 30 years. Fuck that guy. Let's move on. This is kind of humorous to me because I saw this story and I thought I was, I thought I was in I thought it was a Babylon Bee. I swear to God, I thought this was a Babylon Bee story. So our Secretary of State, we have this little issue in that little country over there that we just left. Some people there high and dry, called Afghanistan, right? And so the Taliban government over in Afghanistan has, put in an interim kind of government and stuff. And, right now there's a debate on if we should recognize them or not, which is pretty stupid if you ask me. But anyway, so our Secretary of State, I need you to prepare yourself right now for this one. In fact, I'm going to just type his name out here. Anthony Blinken. Our Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, is worried about the new Taliban government because, we're debating if we're going to, have any more talks or negotiation with them, or maybe even possibly recognize them in the future. But the Secretary of State of the United States of America is worried that the new Taliban government, which, by the way, has a few leftover terrorists that have part of it, it doesn't have enough women. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken expressed concern Wednesday that the newly formed Taliban, oh my God, I can't even do it. The newly formed Taliban government, cabinet, whatever, in Afghanistan doesn't have enough diversity. During a joint press conference with German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas, Blinken condemned the Taliban for not keeping their word to form an, quote, inclusive, end quote, government in Afghanistan. Blinken added that he's concerned by the affiliations and track records of some of the members of the cabinet, some of whom have ties to U.S. designated terrorist organizations. Quote, yesterday the Taliban named a new interim government. We are assessing the announcement, but despite professing that a new government would be inclusive and the announced list of names consists of exclusively individuals who are members of the Taliban or their close associates and no women. Oh, I don't think they have any LGBTQ people in the cabinet either, or people of color. Well, color other than the color of the Taliban, whatever the color that is. His complaint is the Taliban do not have diversity and inclusion. In other news, the Taliban quickly told Anthony Blinken, fuck out of here. Now, me not being a fan of the Taliban, I get kind of where the Secretary of State is going, but the problem is, I have a feeling that the Taliban just don't give a fuck. So anyway, can we just have a little FTG for Anthony Blinken? I would, what I'd be more concerned about with the Taliban and the Secretary of State, I would be more concerned that the Secretary of State would be concerned about the leftover Americans that they left there. In fact, by the way, there's also Canadian watchers. Apparently they stranded about 1,000 Canadian nationals in Afghanistan too. How about we worry about getting them out, whether or not there are women and other, minorities in the Taliban cabinet or non-Taliban members. Oh, they don't have enough non-Taliban members and not enough women. The Taliban don't care. You know what? It's their show now. And they're already giving us one fuck you. How about we just worry about getting our people out of there? How about that, Anthony Blinken? Okay, we're going to move on. Good morning, by the way, Rod Lyons in the house. And I said D.I. Fred Archer earlier, didn't I? Well, I've talked to you already. It's so good. And good morning, Lord Stanhope, if I hadn't said it yet. Island Monroe making cat girls real since 1896. What? Whoa, I have no idea what that means. Anyway, FTG Anthony Blinken. What a dipshit. On that note, and here's another. here's a great report you're going to love about Afghanistan, because remember, the Biden administration, in its very, very perfect and pristine leaving of the country of Afghanistan in a very organized and thorough manner, somehow when they decided that they were going to, well, let's put it this way. We used to have an air base in Afghanistan. It was called Bagram, right? The Bagram Air Force Base. And for some reason, the Biden administration, the military powers that be, and I don't know whose idea this was, but they decided that, we're going to just abandon this base. And all of a sudden, the Afghans are like, what the hell did they just do? Why did they abandon that air base? Because it would have been very helpful to get people in and out of the country using that air base, too, because it was a secure air base versus the what do they call it? The Karzai Airport, the Karzai International Airport. It probably would have been a good idea to not close that base until you had all your people out, but they closed the base and then they started having all these problems getting people out. Well, here's some good news about the Bagram Air Force Base. Apparently, China is looking at possibly taking over the U.S. Air Base in Afghanistan. All right. Yes. Well done. The Bagram Air Force Base was the largest U.S. installation in Afghanistan before the Biden withdrawal. The Chinese military is reportedly eyeing a move into Bagram Air Base, only weeks after the Biden administration ordered withdrawal from what was the United States' largest military installation in Afghanistan. Multiple sources confirmed to U.S. News that the Chinese military is assessing a feasibility of sending soldiers and other officials to the abandoned military base, which the Biden administration shuttered in July before a full withdrawal into the Afghanistan. Fan-fucking-tastic. I might be swearing more than normal today. Today, officials in Beijing deny they are pursuing a takeover of the base. Wait a minute. Here's what the Chinese spokesman said. He said, I can tell you this is purely fake news. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin said, well, you know what that means, folks? That tells me that they'll be in by the end of November. That's what it tells me. There's only one minor problem for the Chinese, and I think that it says, okay, Jim B says Chinese is friendly with the Taliban. Although I got a feeling that maybe I don't think the Afghans really want anyone in there. I think it'll be just as big a debacle for China as anyone else. But there's one caveat. I don't know if the Chinese care if they kill off the Taliban. They just want the possible lithium stores under Afghan soil. So who knows? Anyway, I don't even know you know what? You can put your own. I never did the FTG Anthony Blinken. There's that one. And I honestly, I don't know. I don't know who to give the FTG to on this one. Maybe, okay, Wang. Wang. Here, let's do this. FTG. Let's go Wang. Oops, wait. Wang. I'm going to see how many times I can say Wang now that Maddie put Wang. Wang Wenbin. Here, well, there. You can get the FTG for this one. And but you know what else? I think, of course, we can just do this one over and over. FTG Joe Biden. Okay, let's move on because I have tons of these to get through. Also on the FTG list is Jen Psaki. Of course, she'll be in there a couple times a day. But you know what? And that's kind of a given since she's the White House live creator. Anyway, Peter Dusty asked, oh, I got a call. Oh, wait, this is not the one I want. Hold on. Here. Let me give you a really good Jen Psaki one. This will get you going. So apparently today, the White House is going to set up some new guidelines for controlling the coronavirus, the COOF, the 19, whatever. And so they're going to have some new guidelines out today. By the way, please share the stream out. Thank you to, let's see, Jack Cochran, Ranting Monkey, for retweeting the stream. I greatly appreciate that. But so there's this, in her press conference yesterday, she was asked a question by whatever her name, Weijia, whatever her name is, I don't know, she's a CBS reporter. And listen to this answer because I want you to, I definitely need you to see this answer. Okay, here, let's get this on the screen. There we go. So listen to this. This is only 15 seconds long, but listen carefully to what Jen Psaki says. Listen to this. And this is about the new guidelines. Oh, in fact, what is it? It's like a 6-point plan that Biden's coming out with. Let's see here. Oh, no, that's not it. Anyway, Biden's coming out with a 6-point plan. 6-point plan to get the virus under control. Remember, by the way, for example, in Israel, the most vaccinated country in the world, 60% of all new coronavirus cases are people who are stabbed. Okay, the stabbed people in Israel all have it. And probably because they're stabbed, the viral loads for spreading it probably even higher to be able to spread it because, well, anyway, that's not the point. Listen to Jen Psaki's answer about this new 6-point plan that they're coming out with. And this Ouija, or whatever her name is, she's one of these, oh man, what do I call it? I wouldn't say Chinese propaganda. She's one of the alarmists. Let's put it that way. But anyway, here's the question and answer. It's very short. Listen carefully.
There will be new steps the president announces tomorrow. Absolutely.
And will any of those new steps influence the average American's day-to-day life? Should we expect any new mitigation recommendations, as an example?
It depends on if you're vaccinated or not.
Oh! Did you catch that? I'm going to play it again. This is about the 6-point plan they're coming up with.
There will be new steps the president announces tomorrow. Absolutely.
Okay, these are the new steps the president will be announced with. Absolutely.
Will any of those new steps...
Oh, later, selected boy. Have a good day. Good morning. Legit Low Talker and Tyler F.
steps influence the average American's day-to-day life? Should we expect any new mitigation recommendations, as an example?
It depends on if you're vaccinated or not.
Oh, so are these steps going to affect the day-to-day lives of Americans? It depends on if you're vaccinated or not. Okay, so I'm driving to Colorado on Saturday, and I'm flying back Sunday. I've already had the 19, so we already know that people who've had the 19 are far less likely to get the 19 again than even people who are stabbed. That's a statistical fact. Am I not going to be able to get on my plane because I'm not stabbed? I'm just curious. Hello, Shiagraph. How you doing? So anyway, again, FTG Jen Psaki. What do we want? Race car noises. When do we want them? Now, what? Maybe I'm missing something here. I don't know. They do. I can give a fuck with the presidency. I hear you. Oh, you're not going anywhere yet. Oh, well, good. I please. So they are targeting that. Yes. And guess what? Oh, you know what? I got to tell you, though, if they are targeting non-vaccinated people who haven't been stabbed yet, you know what that is, don't you? Because remember what the largest demographic of people who are unstabbed are? So if they're going to target the unstabbed, you know what that is?
That's racist!
Yes. Anyway, also on the in the Jen Psaki front, Peter Ducey was asking on why the Biden administration is considering recognizing the Taliban government. Good morning, Fight for Your Rights and the Bosch Tube. Fox News correspondent Peter Ducey pressed the White House press secretary Jen Psaki during a Wednesday press briefing on why the Biden administration is considering recognizing the Taliban government in Afghanistan, which includes a U.S. designated terrorist. Actually, it includes 4 in the cabinet and 1 who's a governor of another province. We'll get to that in a second. The White House has suggested some level of engagement with the Taliban will be necessary, though Psaki told reporters September 1st that the administration is in no rush to recognize the new Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad they're not in a rush, because if they were in a rush, they would just, I don't know. The State Department dodged questions at a separate September 1st briefing about whether or not the administration will recognize the Taliban government. Sirajuddin Haqqani, the new Taliban interior minister, this is the son of the founder of the Haqqani Network, designated as a foreign terrorist organization by the United States. He is also one of the FBI's 10 most wanted men due to his involvement in suicide attacks and ties with Al-Qaeda. There are now more terrorists wanted by the FBI and the new Afghan government than there are women. Oh, burn! Ducey asked, does the president think that this is a foreign policy success? And Jen's answer,
Taliban fighters.
Oops, hang on.
Wait,
here, let's just do the whole thing.
There are now more terrorists wanted by the FBI and the new Afghan government than there are women. Does the president think that is a foreign policy success?
Well, first of all, no one in this administration, not the president, nor anyone on the national security team, would suggest that the Taliban are respected and valued members of the global community. They have not earned that in any way, and we have never assessed that. This is a caretaker cabinet that does include 4 former imprisoned Taliban fighters. We have not validated that. We have not conveyed we're going to recognize it. What we are working to do, and nor are we rushing to recognition, there's a lot they have to do before that. What we are working to do,
get women in their cabinet? I don't know.
Is to engage with them because they oversee and control Afghanistan right now to get American citizens, legal permanent residents, as SIV applicants out of Afghanistan.
Wait a minute! Weren't you supposed to do that before we left? Did you say we're not going to leave until all those people are out? Everyone who wants to get out's out. I'm sorry. Are they out? I thought they were. Never mind. I guess they just forgot all about that. Anyway. Here, this is Jen Psaki.
Your life makes me sad.
Anyway, all right, keep going.
We have to engage with them.
To engage with them, their new acting interior minister is a Haqqani Network terrorist. He's wanted for a bombing that killed 6 people, including an American. He's believed to have participated in cross-border attacks against U.S. troops. There's a $10 million bounty on his head. Why are we engaging?
Should we not talk to the people who are overseeing Afghanistan and just leave it and not get the rest of the American citizens out?
What are you waiting for them to do? They just formed their government, but are you waiting for something?
Waiting for what?
You're saying that we're not going to rush to recognition. That means that there could be recognition.
As we've said many times, the international community is watching. The United States is watching.
Oh, yes, the Taliban is really, really concerned about how they look to the international community. You know, they really, I mean, they do not want to piss off Belgium. You know what I mean? So anyway, fucking A. Okay, let me ask you this in the chat real quick. I have a question. So now we've watched Peter Ducey interact with Jen here and even with the president. Is Peter Ducey the Biden administration's Jim Acosta? Or does he ask serious questions? I'm going back and forth. As far as being a pain in the ass to them, yes, he's definitely a pain in the ass to them because he does ask actually good questions, where Jim Acosta tries to, always try to just make his own little political statements. But anyway, is Peter Ducey the Biden administration's Jim Acosta? I'm just curious. All right, we're gonna keep going, but before I do that, thank you, Baby Vaso, who is sponsoring the show today through Streamlabs. And Baby Vaso,
you are the new Streamlabs Superstar Sponsor of the Day.
Thank you very much, Baby Vaso, with a mid-sized bullet. Thank you so much. Who says, you always stream during my workday. I love your personality, so I always favor you over listening to Crowder, which I save for later. This show is breakfast for the mind. Well, thank you so much. That is so kind. I was thinking when Crowder was, by the way, good on Steven Crowder. Congratulations on getting back on your show and getting your health kind of in order. If you weren't paying attention to Crowder while he was off for a while. He had heart surgery and then had some major complication. Very well could have died, but they got through it, and his twins were born. And so, I think he's just now starting to do his show again. And his show is Monday through Thursday. And I was thinking while he was out, I should have been trying to bring over some Crowder viewers to this show, but I don't even know how I'd do that. I don't want to step on some giant channel's toes. But I do greatly appreciate that, Baby Vaza, because I too listen to Crowder sometimes after my show. I watch the replays, and I enjoy his show. He's kind of a funny dude and whatever. But that's cool. I appreciate what you just said, because that makes me feel good. And I it's funny. I thought maybe even a good marketing thing for this show would be that Crowder never streams on Fridays, and I stream on Fridays. I should just at least get his crowd for the Fridays, right? Someone should go tell his audience, hey, if you're not doing anything on Friday at the same time when you would normally be listening to the Mug Club guy, go listen to P-Dawg, because this channel should be growing. I don't know why it's not, but it's okay. It's growing slowly, surely, and I have a great audience, so I am content. I will do this for as long as y'all will listen to me. Thank you again for sponsoring the show. All right, let's keep it going now. Oh my gosh! And so speaking of now let's talk about the let's talk about the 5 not so gentlemen that I didn't change this over yet. The 5 not so gentlemen that were released from U.S. custody at the Bay of Guantanamo. Get that? What the hell? I want this off my screen. There we go. So anyway, top Biden officials backed the 2014 Bergdahl deal. Remember Bergdahl, the deserter that they had to go find, and he got stuck in with the Taliban, and so then the Taliban traded 5 of their Guantanamo Bay-based terrorists for 1 Bo Bergdahl. Anyway, when President Barack Obama struck a deal with the Taliban in 2014 to free several high-ranking terrorists being held at Guantanamo Bay prison camp, his defenders argued their release would do little harm to U.S. national security. Well, now 4 of those terrorists are serving in senior roles in Afghanistan's newly formed Taliban government. The Obama-era's deal prominent defenders include officials now serving in senior posts in the Biden administration, including Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, please give him another FTG, and White House Press Secretary, you guessed it, Jen, warm cup of Japanese liquor, but never used the word liquor and Jen Psaki in the same sentence. Anyway, they claimed there was no indication these terrorists, known as the Taliban 5, would return to the battlefield, let alone rise to senior leadership positions in the Taliban government following the United States' much criticized evacuation from Afghanistan. The prisoners were swapped for Army soldier Bo Bergdahl, piece of shit, who was later charged with desertion. Anyway, you can read the rest of this. I just say, there's all kinds of, you know what? Let's do an FTG for, this will be a surprise one. In fact, I got an idea. Here's a contest. I'm going to wait about 45 seconds before I press, the chat, the thing that says go. Before I press that, I want you to tell me who I'm going to give an FTG to for this particular story. Okay, who gets the FTG for the what's this? The deal. The deal which prominent the deal which traded Bo Bergdahl for the now 4 members of the new Taliban cabinet. Who's getting the FTG for that? If I had the Jeopardy theme, I wouldn't play it anyway because I'd get a copyright strike for it. But anyway, you got 45 seconds to get in your FTG for that particular story. In fact, I'll do it after this next story. Also in the FTG, someone already mentioned this in the chat. No, just put it in. Don't ask questions. Just put your FTG, and then I'm going to hit mine a little bit later. Y'all are so smart. Y'all been listening to me a long time. You know how I think. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click it because you guys are all getting it right. Yes, FTG, President Obama for that one. All right, now someone mentioned this in the chat, and it's I guess in some ways it's sad, but in other ways it's hilarious. The Taliban has painted over a mural in Kabul over the vaunted and honorable George Floyd. In a striking depiction of the eclipse of the 21st century woke orthodoxy by Islamic rule, the Taliban have begun painting over a series of murals in Kabul, including one depicting George Floyd with the legend in English, "I can't breathe." Did I say good morning to Aaron Meredith? I don't know. Hi. Oh, yeah, you were here earlier. Anyway, I can't breathe. So the Taliban has painted over the George Floyd mural. The murals were the most visible manifestations of the kind of society U.S. authorities had hoped Afghanistan would become, honoring all manner of secular saints revered in the West, painted on Kabul's concrete blast barriers by a group of Afghan artists calling themselves the Art Lords. The mural celebrated, according to the UK's Daily Mail, gender equality and the signing of the U.S. Taliban agreement towards peace, among other things. So much for that. Anyway, Ahmed Sharifi, co-founder of Art Lord, said some of these murals were the soul of Kabul. They gave beauty to the city and kindness to the people of Kabul who were suffering. Really? A painting of George Floyd? What the fuck? I don't know. I mean, not that. Look, and George Floyd, God rest his soul, I guess. You know, I mean, he didn't need to die the way he did, but kind of. Well, I'm not going to get into any details on my thoughts on George Floyd right now. He kind of deserved it. Not to die, but whatever. But the painting, they're painting over the murals. The idea that Taliban, where's it? Here it is, right here. The Art Lords, I'm going to repeat this. The Art Lords said the mural celebrated, according to the UK's Daily Mail, quote, gender equality and the signing of the U.S. Taliban agreement towards peace. Now, remember, the United States did sign an agreement towards peace with the Taliban prior to the current president in charge. It was the other president with the funny hair. But it wasn't the president with the funny hair that signed the agreement. It was the United States of America. And then the United States of America, under the next president, President Sundowner, broke that agreement. And that may be why we're just so screwed up in Kabul right now. And so the fact that the Taliban has painted over those murals, while it is sad that these symbols of gender equality and the signing of the U.S. Taliban agreement toward peace have been painted over, so sad, so sad, so too bad, and all that stuff. Anyway, if you really want to hear about the rest of that, who gets an FTG for that one? I don't know. Maybe FTG. I'll just give it to Joe Biden again because, why not? There you go. FTG Joe Biden. Moving on. Now, this one just pisses me off, but in a sort of, there's a couple issues with some of our new Afghan refugees that are being brought to the U.S. and U.S. bases and things like that. Good morning, John Arnott. Americans have been turned away from hospital as Afghan refugees take priority. Good news is they're taking the stabs at a higher rate than Virginians, Senator Warner says. Oh my God, we know who this is. You've got to be kidding me. I just missed that subhead. What's his name? Is his name John Warner? Is that the Mark Warner, Senator Mark Warner? Oh my God. This is an easy one. Anyway, an influx of refugees is straining Northern Virginia to the point that native-born Americans are being turned away from a local hospital. I wonder if this is like all those people taking the horse paste in Oklahoma. Are they wearing parkas and waiting in line and people getting gunshot wounds being turned away because of the... Never mind, that was a lie. Anyway, A hospital near Dulles Expo Center that federal officials designated as a go-to spot for medical treatment began running out of available beds, forcing the hospital to turn away non-Afghan patients who weren't in need of critical care. Well, at least they're not turning away gunshot wounds. The hospital is treating Afghans who have been transported by the plane load to Dulles Airport outside D.C. following the U.S. withdrawal and Taliban control of the country. The Post cited Kristen Nickerson, executive director of the Northern Virginia Emergency Response System, a small board which she said is not set up or prepared to take care of refugees, but which has had to fill the gap. The tracking of refugees in hospitals has been so disorganized. Oh, imagine that! That a 1 month old infant was temporarily lost. Good God. And the situation was so terrible that it added to the trauma of refugees who were beaten by the Taliban. Well, I bet they're getting 3 squares where they are now. So their trauma, granted, you lose a baby, that's not good. That is serious trauma. But, anyway, area leaders are asking the Biden administration to shoulder some of the burden placed on the community. You mean what? With little avail? Wait a minute. So the Biden administration isn't actively helping localities deal with the large influx of Afghan refugees at all? What are you talking about? Fairfax County Executive Brian Hill told the Post it's been very difficult to get the federal government on what the next steps are. The county has spent at least $300,000 tracking and transporting Afghans to hospitals. To meet the current need, we are leveraging what little resources we have. Now, let's just drop down to here because this is the line that everyone wants to hear again so we can throw out an FTG. Senator Mark Warner, Democrat Virginia, said in a statement that he will continue to do everything he can to ensure that Virginia hospitals, many of which are already strained with stupid 19 patients, have the resources they need to care for our communities. 2 weeks ago, Warner compared the Afghan favorably to Americans, saying they agreed to take the stupid 19 stabs at a higher rate. Quote, "They're going to be offered stabs," Warner said. "Good news is they're taking them at a higher rate than Virginia's," he said, according to NBC 12. Okay, there's your FTG, Senator Mark Warner. You can fuck right off. Nobody cares. There's another problem, though, with the Afghan refugees that is a bit concerning. By the way, the Morning Night Live is sponsored by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. Please hit the like, share the stream, and do your donations through Streamlabs and or Super Chat during the show, and I'll read the shit on the screen and right back at you. And I will appreciate you and love you and cuddle you. And what's that? There's a cartoon that did that where he's like, "I love you," this and that, but anyway, you're the sponsor of the show. Thank you for sponsoring the show. All right. So there's another small problem with the Afghan refugees that has popped up all of a sudden, and apparently Dr. Anthony Fauci doesn't have a whole lot to say about it. But the problem is, apparently, many of these Afghan refugees have acquired the measles somehow, or there's a measles outbreak. Fauci silent as measles reportedly breaks out at an Afghan refugee camp. Oh, fan-fucking-tastic. Dr. Anthony Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, has been silent as a measles case reportedly broke out at Fort McCoy, where thousands of Afghans are living as part of President Biden's massive resettlement operation. On Wednesday, Fox News' Jennifer Griffin and Adam Shaw reported that a senior U.S. government official confirmed that officials identified this is just a single case. Hold on. Yeah, I will love him and hug him and call him George. Yes, that's it, Maddie. Thank God there's people almost as old as me here. Okay, this is only one case. Okay, it's not an outbreak. An outbreak? You know what? Okay, as measles reportedly breaks out. That's a little deceptive headline. I was expecting more. Good morning, Thomas Cleaver. What's up? All right. Okay, a single case of measles is part of what they call a robust health screening process. Griffin and Shaw wrote, Fort McCoy Army Base in Wisconsin. Fort McCoy? That's right down the road here. Holy shit. I didn't know. I know where Fort McCoy is. Well, not. It's down 94, about 100 miles from me. But anyway. Fort McCoy Army Base in Wisconsin identified a case of the measles this week as it brings in thousands of Afghan refugees as part of the mass evacuation effort in the wake of the Taliban takeover of Kabul. An internal government email viewed by Fox News said the base confirmed a case of the measles on Sunday. All those who have been in contact with the infected person at base have been isolated, and post-exposure prophylaxis and inoculations are in process, the notice said. Okay, so they caught it early. They got people isolated, and they're giving people vaccines for the measles. So that's good. I'm glad they caught it, but, but Dr. Anthony Fauci has yet to comment on the reported measles case, and the NIAID, the NIAID, did not respond to a request for comment when reached out by Breitbart News on Wednesday. Well, Wednesday, today's Thursday, whatever. In the past, Fauci has commented on such measles outbreaks in the United States. For example, in 2019, Fauci blamed Hasidic Jewish residents of New York City and Somalian immigrants for recent measles outbreaks. Okay, well, then he should probably talk about this one too, but that would not be in the correct agenda of the current Biden administration. But in February 2019, there are isolated areas, demographic groups that have a much lower level of vaccination, as we saw with the situation of the Hasidic Jewish community in Brooklyn and Rockland County, as well as the Somalians in Minnesota who had a very low level of vaccination, went below that critical level. Okay, so he commented before. Anyway, but nothing on this one. Okay, he hasn't really said much about the stupid 19 coming across the southern border either, so I'm not surprised. Let's keep going here because I got a whole bunch more still. I'm not even halfway through these yet. Okay, now we're talking about the woman in the gorilla mask who threw an egg at Larry Elder. Now I saw this video, and there's a couple things that we might watch it a couple times. So, and it's funny because I was reading some of the comments to this. Let me see. Let me check something real quick. I think I have this in my bookmarks because do I have this in my bookmarks? I'm pretty sure I do. And there's a reason I want to go to this because I want to show you some of the commentary around this incident. Oh, maybe that's not there. Not there. Okay, well, we can find it when we go into here. So here, let's just pop this open. There we go. So this girl in a gorilla mask decides that she's going to Larry Elder's doing a kind of a walkthrough, just like politicians do. And so this chick here with the pig on the right looks to the right, throws an egg, and first of all, let me just tell you. And I suspect she's some kind of Antifa type or something like that. But notice her she's at point blank range and she cannot hit Larry Elder. Here it is again. There she is up. She's going to throw the egg and she completely misses because she's a loser. But now watch the aftermath of this. It's very interesting as you watch this. And I don't really have anyone to FTG for this one, but just other than Gorilla Mask Girl, you can go ahead and FTG Gorilla Mask Girl. But if you listen carefully, as I think a security guy goes and talks to her and then she's hits him and so on. Listen to what they do here, though. They're so freaking dirty. Listen to this. Okay, so this is a security guy. Hang on. Okay, so this guy who is going to tell her don't do that, right? He's coming there to tell her don't do it. I don't know if he's on the security detail or what, but watching here. Yeah, so he's on security detail. Notice, he came up. He didn't. I don't even know that he touched her.
them hands off me, motherfucker. Touch me again. Don't touch me again. Don't touch her, motherfucker.
Now, so she punches him in the face. Now, listen carefully to the commentary after she punches him in the face. Listen to just kind of the background commentary.
I'll pop him in the motherfucker nose. I'll fuck you up.
Now, another woman punches him. But this guy's saying, listen to this guy again.
I'll pop him in the motherfucker nose.
Look, now this guy comes from way back in the back here, and he comes right up to her and says something about, you don't punch anybody. Now the other woman comes and hit him. Another woman hits him. Honestly, equal rights, equal lefts. In my case, some woman's going away with a black eye. But anyway, listen again though. Listen to this.
Fuck with me, boy.
This guy's, he's threatening him. The part you missed though is someone over here says he grabbed her ass. You know, and I don't think you can hear it.
Fuck with me, boy.
You get that sorry piece of shit out of here.
And now as the guy comes up and kicks him. Security details should be taking people down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Someone is claiming that he grabbed her ass.
Why? Huh? I don't understand that. Here's a man that don't even like his own fucking people and running for governor.
Now this guy's...
For what?
Anyway,
he
this
has
guy.
1 year to do if he even wins. He can't do shit. He wouldn't be able to get nothing done. So why is he running? Democrats control everything. He couldn't get nothing done.
Yeah, he could. I know. You know what he could get done? He could veto every fucking thing Democrats propose. But anyway, so that was that. There's I don't know who to FTG there. Rorschach's dogs get put down. Yeah. I'm sorry. Two women and a bald-headed dude would have all had black eyes, if you ask me. But anyway, and the whole well, I suppose that's not really what you want. You don't want to get in a tussle, because then what happens is the entire then they'll spin it that the elder, entourage is brawling with people, not with no context. You know how the media is going to spin it. Anyway, so that was that. Thank you for Whack-a-Smack. Welcome to the family for subscribing to the channel, and also Brent Hayes. What's going on, my man? And there's your Democratic base. Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's keep it going, because it's only 10 o'clock. Okay, I'm doing good. 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock Eastern, whatever. But in Breitbart, they had a little article about this. Gavin Newsom silent as Larry Elder hits back against racist egg attack. Intolerant left will not stop us. Hours after a shocking video went viral showing Republican gubernatorial candidate Larry Elder dodging an egg thrown by a... Well, he didn't dodge the egg. She just couldn't throw for shit. He didn't even know the egg was coming. Anyway, a far-left activist in a gorilla mask, the GOP frontrunner, announced on Twitter that he will not be stopped. In a tweet Wednesday evening, Elder vowed to save California and refused to let himself be intimidated. Today, I kicked off the Recall Express bus tour, but before we even left Los Angeles, my security detail was physically assaulted. True. Shot with a pellet gun. Didn't know about that. And hit with projectiles. True. The intolerant left will not stop us. We will recall Gavin Newsom. We will save California, he tweeted. So then they have the video there. Now here's how the Los Angeles Times characterized it. Larry Elder cut short Venice homeless encampment tour after hostile reception. Yeah, assault and battery and, Green Thunder the Mighty. Nice to see you again. Anyway, I know who gets the FTG here now. FTG. Gavin Newsom. There you go. We get a free FTG. So anyway, a lot of people are commenting on this. Racist white liberals just assaulted Larry Elder with eggs. They weren't arrested or anything. This is sick. Vote yes on the recall and vote for Larry Elder. It's the only way to make these animals pay. Now, look. And I don't have anything against Larry Elder. I just don't know that he's the best candidate, but he's the best candidate that bunch. Let him let him go. Oh, leftists dressed up like a monkey threw eggs at Larry Elder today, but don't worry, it's not racist because they call him a white supremacist, right? And the newspaper that called Larry Elder a white supremacist in a headline now refuses to state in a headline that a white person wearing a monkey mask attacked him. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, FTG, the Los Angeles Times, too. Definitely them or the press. There you go. Good call there. Nobody, not me. Perfect. All right. We have a few more left. Let me see how I'm doing here. Oh my gosh, 42 in the house, 33 likes. Hit the like button while you're thinking about it or while you are here. And because you can't do it when you're not here. Well, maybe you can. All right, let's keep going because I still have plenty of FTGs. Now, this is a little bit of a, Nancy Pelosi sometimes, occasionally has challenges speaking too. She kind of mangles words often like Joe Biden often does. And this was just a funny little clip. Let me see if you can catch the faux pas. It's kind of a long clip, but we're going to listen to most of it anyways. So here we go.
So when they made the assault on the building, that was one thing. But the fact is they also made an assault on the Constitution of the United States.
Oh, did they now?
January 6th is not just any random day. It is a day prescribed in the Constitution of the United States for the Congress of the United States to accept the results of the election as put forth by who won the Electoral College.
Oh, she's reading this speech.
So sad that even with the horror, the defecation, the physical violence, the crudeness of it.
Wait. What the fuck did she just say? What did she just say? What? Hang on, I'm going to go back here.
United States, for the Congress of the United States to accept the results of the election as put forth by who won the Electoral College. So sad that even with the horror, the defecation, the physical violence, the
defecation? The defecation. Were people shitting on the Congress steps? What the fuck did she just say? The horror.
That even with the horror, the defecation, the physical violence, the crudeness of it all, of that assault on the Capitol.
That assault in the Capitol, yes.
And I was insistent, and Senator McConnell, we all agreed in leadership that we would come back. We were not going to resume someplace else. We were going to come back, not in an undisclosed location, but in the Capitol of the United States. That even after all of that, a majority of the Republicans in the House voted not to accept the certification of the Electoral College.
Whoa. A majority of Republicans did? Was it a majority of the Republicans? I know there were several who did. I didn't think it was a majority of the Republicans. There were some Republicans who did not. Anyway, I'll stop there because, I'm going to. The horror, the defecation. There was shit everywhere. Okay, let's keep going here. Oh, by the way, they have put the Capitol fence back up around the Capitol for whatever reason. The Capitol fence going up again before a rally for jailed January 6th protesters. Police are reportedly. Oh, let me real quick. Thank you, Pincalo. By the way, welcome, sir. And also, good morning. Check your logic. Nice to see you again. Pincalo with the deuce through Canadian funds says, "What is a 1930?" She just called them crooners. I don't know. She's having trouble. She's in her 80s too, man. Although for an 80-year-old woman, she does pretty well. I'm just saying, I mean, she's a little off, but she's still fairly sharp, even though I don't agree with anything she says or anything that comes out of her mouth, but she does okay for an 80-year-old. Police are reportedly planning to reinstall fences that surrounded the U.S. Capitol for months after the January 6th protest in response to a rally on September 18th demanding justice for jailed Capitol protesters, according to the Associated Press, which cited an anonymous source, of course. The anonymous source, of course, will tell you how to ride this horse. This anonymous source is quoted by the Associated Press. Anyway, is being finalized to put fencing outside the inner perimeter of the Capitol building and the Supreme Court. Oh, and the Supreme Court. Huh. I'm not talking about how she looks. I'm just talking about how she still functions fairly well for an 80-year-old, even though I don't agree with any damn thing she says. Anyway, the fence has been a stark symbol of the fear many at the Capitol felt after the mob pushed its way past overwhelmed police officers, broke through windows and doors, ransacked the Capitol as Congress was voting to certify Joe Biden's electoral win, according to the report, which repeatedly called the January 6th protest an insurrection, despite contradictory FBI evidence. You know what's weird? This so-called rally that they're supposedly having on September 18th, I personally think it's an op. I just do. By the way, I forgot to do this. FTG Nancy Pelosi. Thank you, Baby Vazo. Another bullet who says, can we even call the normie left dumb? Excuse me. Oh, my. Can we even call the normie left dumb? The normie right is cringe, but the normie left, their naivety would be the spark that leads to violence, not their fist. Did I read that wrong? Anyway. Thank you so much, Baby Vaso, for sponsoring the show. Greatly appreciate it. Okay. The fence is a sign of the true insurrection taking place by the people already in D.C. Oh, is that not the truth? Anyway, so police are reportedly, again, remember, this is not a source. Police are reportedly tracking intelligence indicating far-right extremist groups like the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers are planning to attend the rally. Oh, no! House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said that she intends to have the integrity of the Capitol be intact during her weekly press conference Wednesday, though she did not name specifics. In August, the FBI found scant evidence that the January 6th riot in the Capitol was a part of a plot to mount an insurrection against the U.S. government. Duh! It was a riot of people who got instigated, whatnot, or what, so forth. Who cares? All right, enough of that one. Let's go on. Is this? So I was talking about Biden and his 6-pronged plan to contain the uncontainable stupid 19. India shows how containment can work with certain viruses like deadly Nipah virus. Okay. Biden, fresh off his questionable role as a meteorologist, intends to use his unique skills to issue a 6-pronged plan to contain a virus that no one could control. White House spokesman Jen Psaki told reporters traveling with Biden aboard Air Force One that he will lay out the 6-pronged strategy working across the public and private sectors. Oh, they're going to use private... They're going to use private businesses to control your behavior. There's a name for that. Fascism. To help continue to get the pandemic under control. What do you mean continue to get it under control? Continue to get it under control? as if you have at any point had it under control, because you can't. It's a virus that not only resonates in humans, but also many different animals. So no matter how much you keep, unless you decide to kill all the animals, of course, because they found it in tiger, they found it in dogs, they found it in cats. Are you really thinking that you can contain it? Just saying. Anyway, asked about possible mandates, Psaki said the White House would offer more details later about the plan and acknowledged that the federal government cannot broadly mandate that Americans get vaccinated. So they're going to try to get businesses to do it. They're going to tell people, well, you need to force people to keep masks, even though we can't tell you. And since some of the states aren't cooperating, we're going to get all these businesses, we're going to give you incentives to make sure that you keep everybody safe. Because, safety at the cost of liberty is just tyranny. Anyway, we need to continue to take more steps to make sure school districts are prepared and make sure communities across the country are prepared, Psaki added. School districts, what government level is in charge of school districts? I believe that would be the state level. Anyway, I'm sure that six-pronged plan will be every bit as successful as the border control in Afghanistan withdrawal plans. Damn! That's savage. Anyway, they compare this to other countries that have tried to do kind of shit, and with very little luck. You can read that one later. It will be, by the way, every article we go through today will be in a single link in the description down below. In the second paragraph, where I have a one-tab link, that'll have links to every article that we go through today. All right, let's keep going because I only have 15 minutes left. Join the fight. The CDC. Oh, I saw this a couple days ago, and I'm like, are you serious? So the CDC, and you can go ahead and go to FTG CDC out right now because you're going to want to do it after this. So the CDC just made an Orwellian change to the definition of the stab and the stabination, if you know what I mean. For your entire life, you've known that when you get vaccinated, you're protected from a particular disease. You've probably been vaccinated for such diseases as polio, tetanus, measles, diphtheria, and others, and you no longer have to worry about them because the whole reason your parents took you to the doctor to get those shots was to protect you from those diseases. Polio in particular has been completely wiped out in the United States thanks to the immunity created by vaccination. This is why the CDC says that vaccines provide immunity, which means that we can be exposed to a disease without becoming infected by it. Or at least it used to. A recent change on the CDC website should disturb all of us because it appears that the CDC is trying to change how we understand vaccinations. Here's the definition of terms for immunization as captured on August 26, 2021. I will emphasize the key points. Immunity. Protection from an infectious disease. If you are immune to a disease, you can be exposed to it without becoming infected. Vaccination. A product that stimulates a person's immune system to produce immunity to a specific disease. Now that's on August 26th. Okay, just keep that in mind. Protecting the person from that disease. Vaccines are usually administered through needle injections, but can also be administered by mouth or sprayed into the nose. Vaccination, the act of introducing a vaccine to the body to produce immunity to a specific disease. The process by which a person becomes protected against disease, blah, 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 blah. Now, on September 1st, 2021, here's how it was changed. The first part, immunity, that part is the same, but second part, vaccine. A preparation that is used to stimulate the body's immune response against diseases. What? What was it on August 26th? A product that stimulates a person's immune system to produce immunity to a specific disease versus a preparation that is used to stimulate the body's immune response against disease. Now, that's a whole different thing. Let's try vaccination. On this September 1st, it said the act of introducing a vaccine into the body to produce protection from a specific disease. On August 26th, it said the act of introducing a vaccine into the body to produce immunity to a specific disease. Wait a minute. Immunity on the 26th, now it only produces protection. Wow. So in a week, a vaccine went from being something that produces immunity to a specific disease to something that merely stimulates the body's immune response against diseases, and a vaccination no longer produces immunity to a disease, just protection from a disease. Does anyone else find this disturbing? Oh, I do. I certainly do. Holy shit. Hi, Amy. Welcome. Yeah, why did the CDC suddenly redefine vaccine and vaccination to make them sound similar to your basic non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug or a prescription drug you have to keep taking regularly? Oh, I think you may have answered your own question there. Anyway, you can read, there's a little more, but I'm not going to read anymore. Again, let's just do this again. FTG to the CDC. Holy shit. All right. Oh, God, I got to get through all these in 10 minutes. All right, we're going to do lightning round now. Here's the lightning round of FTGs. Remember, you are the sponsors of the Morning Night Live. Okay, this medical analyst, what's her face? She's the super alarmist who now says we need national proof of vaccination system beyond easily faked cards. This woman is insane. Let's see, we'll skip the commercial. While we're doing that, thank you, Johnny Hellcat, by the way. Welcome to the show, sir. Nice to see you. The original viewer of the Morning Night Live with the Streamlabs $4.99, who says, it appears that my new job is requiring the stab and weekly testing, both. I haven't fully read the email, but I'm wondering if I'll be working from home from here on out. Well, we read you that story about the student at Rutgers who he's a senior at Rutgers yesterday. We read the story, and he was going to take all his classes remotely. So he's not stabbed, By the way, thank you so much, Johnny Hellcat. I appreciate you sponsoring the show. And Rutgers would not, they took down his registration information and wouldn't let him even they said you have to be vaccinated even to take classes remotely. Now, maybe it's just me. I got this, one of the feelings I get, I got a feeling that I don't think that the stupid 19 transmits through your computer screen to anybody else. If you're taking a remote class, what does it matter if you're vaccinated? But nope, Rutgers is requiring him to be vaccinated to take remote classes. So hopefully they don't require you to be vaccinated to work from home, Johnny. I'm just telling you. Anyway, CNN medical contributor Leanna Wen on Wednesday argued on CNN's newsroom for a national proof of vaccine system, which she said should be more elaborate than pieces of paper that can easily fit. You know what? And then Ana Cabrera said, we are learning the president's speech tomorrow will include these announcements on mandates and testing. What do you hope these announcements are more specifically? And she's saying that she wants a national system. Now, I just need to break something up here. And by the way, what's her name again? It's Wen, Leanna Wen. She's a crackpot. Dr. Leanna Wen, FTG. These are the same people who say that you shouldn't need to have an ID to vote. But now they want a national proof of vaccination system. Oh, on your smartphone? all those people who can't get an ID to vote can get a smartphone, national proof of ID system. FTB in this case. Moving on. Oh, and by the way, there's emails that show the CDC caved to the teachers union to pressure pressure to mask students. So remember that the CDC said, that masking kids is not necessary, right? But the Center for Disease, the teachers unions basically bullied the CDC into wanting mask mandates. And remember, I'm just going to keep this simple. FTG, NEA, first of all, and AFT, they basically said we're pressuring the CDC into changing their mask policies, even though it's scientific fact and multiple studies show that masks, aren't that great at whatever they think they're great at. But no, they remember the National Federation of Teachers and the National Education Association, the two largest teachers unions in the country, also are probably the biggest funder of government Democrat politicians. So they have a lot of power of the purse. First of all, I don't think any public employee union should be able to donate to any politicians because, because basically they just give to the politicians who are going to give them the most money back. But anyway, FTG to those two. You can read the article yourself. Also, now, kudos to the WHO for once, even though, they're kind of controlled by China. And
China is asshole.
But the WHO has extended a call for a booster moratorium. The World Health Organization is extending a request for a moratorium on stupid 19 booster shots until the end of this year. The group previously asked for countries not to roll out additional doses until the end of September so that the other countries can get the shots who have not had as much access to them. Now, for us, we have plenty of access to them, but anything you can do to postpone that bullshit is probably a good thing because I don't think it's helping anyway. So, I'm lying. FTG to the WHO. Fuck them too. Oops. What the hell's going on here? Oh, I already did it. There you go. Just screw them too. If you want to hear about that, you can read that too. Like I told you, it's all FTG day today. I'm not messing around. Now, in Australia, Victoria's Premier Dan Andrews says we're going to lock out the unvaccinated from the economy. Victoria police cracked down on Orthodox Jews for celebrating Rosh Hashanah. The police literally waited all day outside of the synagogue for them to emerge. First of all, FTG Dan Andrews and the Victoria police are enforcing all this bullshit. Look up the words dictator and fascist. You will see a picture of Australian Premier Dan Andrews of Victoria. The man in charge of the Victorian state said, we're going to lock out all, I can't do an Australian accent. We're going to lock out all the people who are not vaccinated. In other words, getting the vaccine or you cannot participate in the economy. God, this guy is a jackass. Yeah, it makes sense coming from Andrews. Have you seen the rules in Victoria? You cannot leave your home. Here's the rules in Victoria. You cannot leave your home other than for one of the following 5 reasons. Shopping for necessary goods and services, caregiving, or this is regardless of your vaccination status, regardless of anything. This is just, they're in fucking serious lockdown. That was one reason. Second reason, caregiving or compassionate reasons, including medical care or to get a stupid 19 test. Authorized work with a permit or permitted education. Exercise once a day for 2 hours. You can't leave your house. You cannot leave your home except for these reasons, or to get a stupid 19 vaccination, provided the distance traveled and the time taken is no more than absolutely necessary. Blow me, Mr. Andrews. Not literally, you know what I mean? That's a figurative statement. Hello, Ken Lee. Crowder's done? Oh, fantastic. Well, we got to remind crowd viewers to come watch me on Fridays. I'm going to have a campaign on that, I think. Anyway, let's not forget about the camps around Australia. Let's talk about the one in Victoria. Australia has begun construction on their second stupid 19 quarantine camp, deceptively called Melbourne Centre for National Resilience. Oh my God! Oh my gosh, that is such an Orwellian name. It's down to the road from Melbourne Airport, known as locally as Tullamarine Airport, which serves the city of Melbourne and is Australia's second busiest airport. A 1,000-bed quarantine facility will be finished by the end of the year, but will be operational as soon as it can accommodate 500 beds. It will have the ability to add room for an additional 3,000 beds if needed. The holding pen is being modeled on the Howard Springs Center for National Resilience. Again. Australian authorities have found that quarantine camps are more successful than hotels, many of which were found to have substandard ventilation. Australia, oh my God. I don't want to FTG Australia because I love my Australian viewers and friends, but God, at least Victoria. Okay, there we go. FTG Victoria. How's that sound? And hello, Ham and Beans. Nice to see you. All right. Holy shit. Okay, I gotta wrap this up. We'll just do these real quick. These will be in the description down below in the one tab. Hey, remember the Russian collusion lawyer who altered emails? He put in to get a FISA warrant, fake evidence. He faked evidence and probably should have been disbarred for life and probably should be in prison right now because he basically gave forged evidence to a court. Well, the DC bar has sent a powerful message to attorneys considering abusing their power for partisan political reasons. They have your back if you play for the right team. On September 2nd, the District of Columbia Bar quietly converted the indefinite suspension of Kevin Kleinsmith's law license to a 1-year suspension retroactively. This will restore Kleinsmith's ability to practice law before the DC bar. To understand how shocking this development is, it's important to review Kleinsmith's pivotal role in the Russian collusion hoax. Okay, let me just make this simple. Kevin Kleinsmith faked evidence to get a FISA warrant. And now the DC bar is retroactively changing his indefinite suspension to a 1-year suspension. Retroactively means it was over a year ago. FTG Kevin Kleinsmith, FTG DC bar, and any of the other motherfuckers. He's the guy who did the fake the evidence on Carter Page. You can read this article, but it's going to boil your blood. Moving on. Let's see. Oh, there is an opinion. Yeah, if vax passports are okay, then so is requiring voter ID. This is one that I'm going to be pushing on Twitter. I want to see how much pushback on this I get. Remember, because right now, vax passports, what's the demographic that's least likely to be vaccinated? So if that's the case, then vaccine passports.
That's racist!
Just saying. Also, there's a guy in Minnesota. Remember when Vice President Harris, in fact, you can go ahead and get an FTG to Vice President Harris, was supporting the Minnesota Freedom Fund, the fund that was supposed to be used to help get bail money for people who were caught up in the rioting, George Floyd. They just accidentally decided to burn down buildings and get whatever they were doing, vandalize and shit. Well, then they had the Minnesota Freedom Fund that if they get arrested, this Freedom Fund was raising money to make sure that they could get them out of jail, get them bail. And in fact, Kamala Harris herself has this tweet: if you're able, chip in now to the Minnesota Freedom Fund to help post bail for those protesting on the ground in Minnesota. Well, there's been a development. One of the people who they bailed out, so they bailed out defendants who were charged with. They bailed out some defendants because there weren't enough people. Because most of the people got released on their own recognizances and shit. And so, but the Minnesota Freedom Fund still had to use this money that they got to bail out. So they were bailing out all kinds of people. They were bailing out people charged with murder, violent felonies, and sex crimes. Among those bailed out by the Minnesota Freedom Fund is a suspect who shot at police, a woman accused of killing a friend, and twice convicted sex offender, according to court records reviewed by Fox 9 investigators. That's the local Fox affiliate. Well, apparently one of these people has killed somebody. And it's in the article, but it's too far down, so I'm not going to read it. But, oh boy. Ooh, boy. Oh, Alone's in the house. Nice to see you. Welcome. All right. All right. Here's what's left of the FTGs. Apparently, this woman, Wisconsin Democrat Senate candidate, was charged with 4 felonies. FTG to Shantia Lu. I don't know how to say it. But I'll just spell it. You can read about it in this Human Events article. Anyway, she's charged with 4 felonies. What is this here? Complaint. She made more than 20 inappropriate ATM cash withdrawals, adding up to more than $5,000 between 2016 and 2020. Blah, blah, blah. Apparently, she's going to try to make the necessary connections, corrections, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? FTG. Also, from the Daily Caller, top official, Fed official, traded millions in stocks in 2020 according to his financial disclosures. I wonder if he had any inside information. The president of the Federal Reserve Bank in Dallas traded millions of dollars worth of stocks last year, according to financial disclosures. Robert Kaplan, who leads one of 12 Federal Reserve regional banks, had 27 holdings worth more than $1 million each, according to a disclosure obtained by the Daily Caller News Foundation. The Wall Street Journal first reported Kaplan's financial disclosures. Kaplan's stock portfolio included Apple, Amazon, Boeing, Tesla, Delta Airlines, Google, parent company Alphabet, General Electric, and Facebook, among others. All transactions were reviewed by the Dallas Fed's General Counsel, who confirmed the transactions were in compliance with the bank's code of conduct. Well, you know, okay, so this is kind of a guilt by association thing. Let's see. Kaplan was by far the most active stock trader last year. Financial disclosures of 10 other regional presidents showed. The Wall Street Journal reported the Chicago Fed hasn't made 2020 disclosures for its president, Charles Evans, available. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean he did anything wrong, so I'm not going to say he did. I'm not even going to give it an FTG, but I would sure be curious as to, you know, just they make sure that he's not fucking around, okay? Let's see here. What was this one? And there was a Facebook staffer who also was advising Andrew Cuomo on his little sex harassment claims. So a Facebook is staying mum about one of its employees who advised former Governor Andrew Cuomo on how to handle sexual misconduct claims, even as legal experts tell the Post that the company could be on the wrong side of the state lobbying laws. Facebook's communication manager, Danny Lever, was part of Cuomo's inner circle of confidants who helped plan the governor's response to allegations of sexual misconduct, according to the Attorney General's investigation released last month. Oh, don't say someone at Facebook was helping the good old Governor Cuomo. It's so funny how none of these people really have any accountability, isn't it? The hell did I just do? So we'll just give an FTG to Danny Lever from Facebook. All right, and let's see what I got left. Because I'm already way behind. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to go to this one first, then we're going to come back because let's see. Oh, no, this is another one of Fauci and his little issue with the emails and the documents they found. And most of the media is not even covering it. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing. But you can read that one on your own. This is the one that I want to finish with, though. Biden has now admitted that someone pulls his strings. Quote, I'm supposed to stop and walk out of the room. Who's the man behind the curtain? Who has been asking? Wait, okay, hang on. Here's a question for the chat. What has two thumbs has been asking that same question for months? This guy. I've been waiting to do that all day. And this is how we're going to finish. President Joe Biden once again let the mask slip, admitted there's a man behind the curtain. Biden gave a speech for labor unions in the East Room. When he finished his remarks, he said, I'm supposed to stop and walk out of the room because they don't want him to talk. Remember what Nancy Pelosi says? We don't want him to talk. So Biden, here it is right here.
I'm going to be a bit repetitive. The 8-hour day, the weekend, time and a half for overtime, safety standards, sick days, victories for all of us. This. Because I might add, I notice when you all do that, everybody benefits.
Oh, he's whispering again. He's whispering. Okay, it is getting weird. This is Thomas Elliott who says it's getting kind of weird. He's whispering again.
Whether they belong to a union or not. Whether they belong to a union or not.
Oh, yeah. But then, at the end of the speech,
competitive economy in the world. So, folks, you do it all. I'm sorry to go on so long, but I can't thank you enough for all you've done for the country and what you've done for me over my career. You've educated me, you've brought me along, and you've always been there. Now, I'm supposed to stop and walk out of the room here. I'm going to stop. But with your permission, I'm going to walk into the room because I want to say hello to all. Thank you.
So he's going to go greet people. He's not going to take any questions, though. He's not going to take any questions because he's Joe Biden and we wouldn't want him to ask questions. Yeah, remember when he said they gave him a list?
Ladies and gentlemen, they gave me a list here.
I want to know who they are. What happened to my
instructed to call on was
that's the
Kelly O'Donnell of NBC.
That's the video though. That's the video with only one side. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to call it a day. Now, tomorrow the show is going to be, I can't remember if it's going to be in the afternoon or not, but I'm not going to have a guest. I'm not going to have a call-in show tomorrow because I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do the show. I'm trying to remember Lady Boomer's schedule here. It'll be a morning show. It'll be a half hour late, but it'll be an hour show tomorrow. So, but thanks for all of you who are here. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button before you leave. And if you're watching on replay, put a comment in the comment section so I know you're here. Thanks for all of you who do that on the regular. I do appreciate that. It's always good to know when people pop in and out. And also, let's see. There's a couple of things I want to say. If you get a chance, go check out Jimmy from Philly because he's just kind of fun to watch when he's streaming. He just hit 1,000 subscribers, so that's really cool. And also, thanks for those who are sponsoring the show today. Today we got Cryptic, Baby Vaso, Pencalo, and Johnny Hellcat. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. But it is that time because I'm running late. So thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow. Just watch watch your notifications and or social media at PDawgKnight, most places where I am. And that'll let you know when I'll be here. Thanks, everybody. It's time for me to go. My name's PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.